The following video will demonstrate the most effective way for assembling the Newmans lift. The video covers all vertical style models. It is recommended that you also refer to the owner's manual and assembly instructions supplied to you with your lift or found online at www.newmansinc.com/lifts.html. Detailed information about parts can be found in this document. For easier assembly of your lift, you should first lay out all the materials in a level, open area that is large enough for the assembly. All assembly parts are numbered for reference to their precise use. Be sure to follow these steps in order to ensure the correct assembly of your lift. When connecting parts, leave the hex nuts a bit loose until everything is assembled. It is easiest to envision the assembly if you lay out the four corner uprights, keeping aware of their corner position. The front of the lift is where the front of the boat will rest, usually pointing toward shore. The rear of the lift generally faces out to the water, where the rear of the boat will set. Notice that each corner upright is numbered to correspond to the front and rear cross members and the side tubes of the main frame. Start the assembly by sliding the frame parts into their respective numbered slots, and then placing the bolts and nuts to secure them in place. Continue this with all four sides. Once the main frame is together, place one of the bed members on the end, inside of the corner uprights, and free the cable from the packing tape. Do this for both bed members. Position them flush against the inside of the corner uprights. Next, place the pull-up arms in position where the plates with the bed members match up. The end with the downside cable will go on the winch end of the lift, while the end with the upside cable will go on the opposite side where it will reach to the cable anchor block. On the lakeside part of the frame, you will place the side frame up high on the corresponding numbered slots 9 and 10. On the opposite side, or the dock side, attach the two diagonal braces. These will form a V shape. Corner supports should now be bolted onto the outside end of each corner. It is now time to attach the cables. To make room to thread the cables, you can place a piece of wood on each side near the corners to form a gap. Done here first on the rear end, or corners 2, 3, and 4, 5. At the 2, 3 corner, the bed member has cable leading from both below and on top. Thread the cable end through the hole in the subframe and secure it with a 5/8 hex nut and washer. Lead the upper cable to the cable anchor block and connect it in the same manner. The pull-up arm also has a cable that will lead up to the cable anchor block. At corner 4, 5, you will connect the cables in the same manner, but this time the upper cables will be inserted into the side frame. Now move the spacer boards to the other end, or use another method by placing just one board under the bed brace plate. At the front end of the lift, there will be only one cable leading upward and one leading downward. Attach the top cable on the corner opposite from the winch and both bottom cables on the corners. Now, remove the spacer boards and prepare the winch for mounting. First, remove the top plate of the winch box. This will give you access to put in two bolts that will mount the winch to the post. Secure it tightly with washers and hex nuts, then replace the top plate. Now it's time to connect the cable to the winch. Loosen the set screw from the outside access hole with an Allen wrench. Next, hold the wheel inside the winch in place with the locking pliers as seen here. Lead the cable through the hole on the wheel, letting it stick out the other side at least 1/8 of an inch. Then tighten down the set screw to hold the cable in place. Place the winch wheel on the bolt and turn it clockwise until it stops. Add the washer and a 5/16 bolt and tighten it down, leaving it loose enough so the washer will still spin. Release the locking pliers and you can now take up the slack in the cable by turning the winch wheel clockwise. With the slack taken up on the cable, double up the hex nut on the end of each cable to lock them in place. The final things to assemble are the bunks. First, attach the blocks onto the bed by securing it with U-bolts to the bed frame. Then slide the cradle post into the block and fix the height by placing the locking pin through the proper hole. You can now place the bunk on the cradle post with the sloping end pointed toward the lake. The braces on the underside of the bunk will line up with the holes on the cradle post where you can insert a bolt and nut to hold it in place. Set the height of the lift by propping the frame up so the feet have space to drop. Then turn the lever counterclockwise to let the foot lower to the ground. Set it in place by turning the lever back clockwise till snug. At this point, tighten down all nuts that have been left loose. Be sure all are secure before transporting the lift.